The hell?
Yeah, I was wondering that, but I thought that was down to my
Okay.
poor technology.
Hello, everyone can hear us? Okay, no, we are... Okay, I don't know what happened there, but anyway.
I apologise.
I don't know. Hello, everyone. Sorry, don't know what was going on there. Apparently, the stream was not live.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. This is Dom and Tom from Black Toad Studios.
We were just
Tom's
talking for 2 minutes, so...
It was worrying talk as well, so I'm glad we had that time to get out of the system.
No.
And then
No.
come and see you lovely people.
I'm going to do it again. Hello.
No, don't. No. Tom's been... Yeah. That'll explain our IT issues. Tom has, in fact, been drinking.
And yes, I do have sunburn, because I was out and been out quite a few days in a row, actually, for a change, which has been quite nice. So...
Yeah.
We did, didn't we, Don? We caught the sun yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We played a game. Yes, Tom. And us. Yeah, it was a good game. It was 1,500 points. Death Guard versus Necrons.
Yes.
And you're editing up on tomorrow.
I am. Yeah, don't forget it's Wednesday tomorrow. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, that's So yeah, it was a fun game, and that'll be out soon. We're not going to put any spoilers, but it was an enjoyable game for both of us to play.
The first time back in several months, it was very good.
Yes, good times.
I had to teach Dom to play again, but you know.
Yeah, it's hard work. I'm a terrible student. So Tom, you're not painting anything tonight, are you?
No, because I've just finished. As you know, I've just finished my Celestial Greater Demon. So I am working on. I will just do a quick flash. I'm not going to leave it up on the screen because just in case private stuff from the channel pops up, which we don't want to sort of show off all the time. So if I just do a share here, I believe if I can find it.
Some dodgy things popping.
Let's just share screen one here. Here we go. Right, I don't know if you can all see that. You can see multiple copies of myself, possibly. Yes, there we go. However, hopefully in a second you should see the page pop up. Actually, no, you can't. Okay, maybe you can't because it's all just focused on Discord. But anyway, I'm working on the website tonight, so I can only do so much. Unfortunately, it's literally only letting me show the one Discord window because that's what I stream. I don't stream the whole desktop. I only do the Discord window. So apologies if you can't see that.
What are you drinking tonight, Tom? Because I think that's going to be a main topic.
I'm only drinking Coors Light tonight because I wanted something nice and easy to drink. Plus, it's all I could pick up at the time. It's not the most favourite beer of mine, but it's the easiest to drink.
Yeah,
it goes down quickly.
Nice. We will witness that.
Well, there's already a comment here from Daryl saying he can tell I've been drinking. I don't know how you can tell that.
I don't think he's the only one. If that makes you feel any better. Well, I'm drinking Tiny Rebel Key Lime Lager.
And, that sounds fancy.
Yeah, it's a bit fancy, isn't it? It was part of my. It's the last one of my.
Oh no! I have to get you some more.
It's not too bad. It's quite nice. It's 5%. It's
is it
nice,
fruity?
It's a bit fruity. It is. And tonight I'm going to be painting a bit of Chaos, a bit of Terrain, and a bit of Necrons. Whatever takes my fancy. I've got them all laid out here.
Very nice.
What's everyone in the chat working on tonight? Anything good, I hope. Typhus. Nice!
Oh, I'm getting quite a delay on some of the chat. There we go.
Adam, it is better than the eggnog beer. That was a terrible thing that we will never talk about ever again.
I don't understand why you'd have an eggnog as a drink. Anyway.
Neither would I, but someone thought it was a great idea. So
it just sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
Go on, Tom. Go on.
I was just going to go run through the chat there. So Captain Jack, obviously doing the challenge things. So doing his freehand work, which is what I've seen. He's done a good job so far. He's putting it up to 11. So let's see what comes out on the final results. Felpar doing some Necrons. Blue Chaos Marines, of course. Plague Marines from Pinhead Larry.
Oh, Dom, I'm just going to say, we're getting some feedback off your mic.
Oh, right.
yeah, it's not huge, but every time you speak, you're going. Oh.
That might be. 1 second. Tom, entertain them.
Well, okay. The other thing I'll be doing tonight is obviously I finished my Slanesh model, as some of you may or may not have seen. Oh, Adam's working on some Dark Angels as well, and Vicky's doing some Eliminators. So that finished. I've put a new vote up for the next one. So if you haven't gone into Discord, into my little voting section for the Tom's Discord army, please pop in there and make a vote, because that would be great. I will show the Keeper Secret actually in a second. I'll put it up on an overlay in a second. However, here is an invite to our Discord for starters. So if you haven't joined our Discord and you're seeing us for the first time, please pop in there, come and join us, have some fun, and yeah, get involved with our little community, which is actually slowly growing. I must admit, I'm actually quite impressed with the number of people we're starting to pick up on Discord now. Actually, we are approaching the 100 mark, which is really cool. So thank you all for your continued support and popping on and making that a good thing. However, if you click that link, join us, we'll invite you into the members group, and you can see all the other little channels a bit. Did you want to test your mic, Dom? You look like you do. Or are you doing something?
Hello, sorry, I'm back. I'm just having a look.
It's okay, it's bearable. I was just pointing out it sounded a bit louder than normally it did, that was all. So,
Isn't it? Oh, hang on, I'll tell you what.
Oh. It's normally because one of the leads might be loose in your PC or something if you're running it out the back of it or something.
Yeah, I have a little fiddle.
But don't worry too much, mate. We don't want to tie up all your time with sorting that out. So anyway, yes, I put up a new vote for the next Greater Demon to be added to the army. And let's have a quick look who's winning at the moment. Last time I checked, it was Zinch. Because you're all bastards. It's still Zinch. So Zinch has currently got 6 votes, Corner's got 4, and Nurgler's got 1. I had another look at the Lord of Change, and do you know what? I thought the Slanesh Demon was quite challenging. Having a look at that, I'm just like, oh god, what the hell have I got myself into? So yeah,
what was that?
The Lord of Change. I was just saying, I thought I got myself into a lot of trouble with the Slanesh Demon, Keeper Secrets. And then I looked at the Lord of Change. I was like, how many feathers? However, I am looking forward to doing it if that is the one that comes up. I've got to do all of them anyway. So really, all you're doing is give me the tough ones to do first. I mean, I don't know. That could be a positive. Some people say. However, while we are sitting here, Dom, I'm going to put up the pictures of the model I just completed as well.
Please do, Thomas.
Because I think people were requesting, so I just need to copy them somewhere off my phone, which is already conveniently plugged in. Where are we here? My phone takes a while to load. The amount of pictures I have on there is ridiculous. I need to do a bit of a clean out on it, actually. So what are you actually working on right now, Dom? What's your first...
I'm working on a head, Tom. Tiny little head.
Oh.
I'm just working on a tiny little head. I'm gonna mix up a colour. I would, but I can't from my wet palette.
Also, if there's anything you would like me to post up from your stuff that you've been on recently, Dom, please feel free to pop it over to me in WhatsApp, and I can whack it up on there as well.
Tell you what, I'll take a picture of this guy now, and I'll send it over to you.
Okay. Okay, right. Let's see here. So right, so basically, yeah, I finished Keeper of Secrets, which is I will admit I was very intimidated with it to start with. However, when I got into painting it, I was actually really enjoying it. To be honest, I'm actually quite sad it's finished-ish. I mean, I could probably do a little more work on it, to be honest. Why is this gone round this way? Okay, I will. Apparently, this has gone into the wrong mode, but I'll stick it up and rotate it myself. Oh my lord! No, that's not what I wanted.
It looks like some dodgy website, Tom.
Look, I don't actually understand what's gone on here, because actually these were loading the other way around. It's like the image has decided that it would like to not be that way around. Here we are, transform, rotate. I'll go clockwise. Yeah, there we go. So hello, this is our currently unnamed Keeper of Secrets. So the other thing I would really like chat to do on Discord at some point is to pop into my oh hello, sorry, I was reading a couple of comments here. It's this his fruity beer. His voice is increased by 9% due to drunk and disorderliness. Oh well, there we go, Dom. And Tick to Feathers is dry rushing from Mr. Blue and Super Zoom. Yeah, so I really want to come up with some names for this one, but I'd like you to help with the naming process. I know Captain Jack has put a couple of suggestions in there. I think he said Soul Thirster, and Dom put another one in there which I can't remember the name of.
Oh,
Mikhail something or something. I just saying I can't remember. I'm looking at it right now. To be fair, I'm just scrolling up, finding your comment. I'm sure there was some hidden reference in there that I've missed. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Hello, Mr. Lee.
But anyway, yeah. So, but I really appreciate if you guys have got any interesting names. Obviously, I would like them to be kind of semi-serious, just because. I want to try and make the army quite interesting and have a little bit of background. So please feel free to just pop in there and drop in some suggestions of decent names for them, or for it. I don't know. You can't really classify it as a him or her, really, can you? The old Keeper of Secrets. It's kind of half and half. Maybe
don't assume it's gender is the key there.
Yeah, I've got another picture here. So I'm just cycling through this one here a little bit so you can see some of the other angles on it. Yes, I was actually very happy with this in the end, by the way. Mainly because it's probably one of the more complex models I've done in a very long time. I mean, I've very much got myself pigeonholed into doing Marines and stuff like that for many, many years. So just being able to sort of try out some other techniques and sort of pushing the envelope, so to speak, on it was actually quite fun. But yeah, I don't know how you find those models sometimes, Dom, when you haven't done one for done a type of model and it's just like, oh, this is quite scary, and then it's like, actually, this is quite enjoyable.
I think they're a nice palate cleanser, to be honest, mate. Like you said, you kind of get stuck doing your Marines or your Sisters of Battle, and it's quite nice to do something a bit different. For instance, the painting challenge we did a little while ago with the Necron stuff. Not Necron, Necromunda stuff.
Necromunda stuff, yes.
Yeah, it was a nice change, wasn't it? From sideways.
Yeah. So apparently, my photos are coming out the wrong way. Yours is the right way around. That's all I can say, really. So I'll just flip that around. There we go. Bosh. That is Dom's paint bench at the moment. They're looking rather nice, mate. I like the rust effect on them. You got a bit of an older rust effect on them, or they just sort of.
We're always rusty on Necrons. It's a bit more full on with these guys, especially with the murder kegs. The rusters are definitely a bit more intense. But yeah, it's been a fun little trip, to be honest, doing these guys.
Good. I'll leave them there for a minute while we're having a chat, so people can have a look. Sorry, yes, hello Lee as well. So I missed your A-up. Thank you for joining us tonight, as usual. But yeah, so please, if you've got some name suggestions for the Keeper of Secrets, pop over to Tom's Discord army in our Discord and put some name suggestions in. And what I'm going to try and hopefully do over the next few days is try and at least have 5 names of some description, even if I have to make up a couple myself, stick them on the poll, and then we're going to pick the name for the demon, and then we'll give it some kind of little backstory of kind of its I don't know, its likes and dislikes.
It's, Keeper of Secrets have a very short dislike list.
Yeah. So yeah, please feel free to pop on there and have a little look and put some names up. That would be really great of you guys to do that. And then basically, as I said, the ongoing vote is currently for the next Demon Prince. So if you haven't voted on that straw poll, please feel free to pop over to the general chat or the Tom's Discord army one. There's a couple of links in there. Actually, I wonder if I can. I think I can. Let's see, I think I did this last time. Yeah, there we go. I've put the link for the poll in chat as well. So if you just want to click on that and go straight to the polling site and have a vote for the next section, that would be great. Obviously, once we've done this one, we're going to be down to 2, so it gets a little bit harder for you to stop letting me paint the one I want to paint. I'm not telling you which one it is either. So.
Hello, Gavin. Hello.
Hi, Gav. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
Has anyone in the chat got any recommendations for a very pale flesh colour?
Ooh. I mean, having done this thing, I could recommend like a, well, I don't know, you could probably base it with Rakarth flesh and then go over it with pallid witch flesh. Don't know if you've pallid witch flesh is actually that's a pretty light one, but I find the undercoat's probably more important than necessarily that, because it gives you the right tone underneath it. Yeah, even Gav, everyone's saying it's pallid witch flesh, because that's what I used on some of the model I just did.
I do have that somewhere. Where is it?
It's a kind of a off-white.
Yeah, I've got it here. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Thank you, everybody.
Ironically, that's one of the colours I actually ended up using on the claws, even though they came out of that very purpley colour, because I thought it gave a very nice undertone to it. So I started off with the Rakarth flesh as a base on it, and then went over it with essentially I washed it with the Druchii Violet, and then built up the other colours on it. Which even used one colour I actually hadn't used yet, which was Emperor's Children pink.
Oh, nice.
Hadn't even been opened. And I even used on the extreme edges this one, which is Fulgrim pink.
Very nice, Thomas.
Never used pink. It's we all spelled it. Yeah. Well, if you want the official spelling, I'll tell you who's correct.
Well, I've got it right here.
Gavin is correct.
No, he's not.
It's Pallid Witch Fest, W-Y-C-H.
I've got it right in front of me.
So have I. Oh, have you got the old one?
I got P-A-L-L-I-D.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about the witch bit. So I realised he put played. I think he meant pallid, to be fair, but it's double L, interestingly, as you said. So,
well, between them they got it right. If that makes anyone feel any better.
Captain Jack getting very specific with Emperor's Children pink, saying it's very good for the orc's bottom lip. Well,
there you go.
I didn't know that. I have not tried that. The dyslexic pleb was the closest. Jesus. Well.
Well done, Captain Jack.
So basically, I'm currently just uploading the pictures of because the Keeper of Secrets is going to be the main picture for the Slanesh section of my army. Because I'm trying to use the leader of each army as the on the website. This is with a kind of a picture to sum up that faction. So I was going to use the Greater Demons as the kind of holder picture for that to start with, and then hopefully fill in a bit more kind of information.
Okay. Nice. So Tom. We all know you're not wanting to do the Greater Demon of Khorne. Why don't you want to do the Greater Demon of Khorne next?
I do want to do the Greater Demon of Khorne yet. What are you on about?
I don't know about that, Tom.
I mean, the Greater Demon of Khorne's a good model. I like that one.
Yeah, but why don't you want to paint it? That's what's confusing us all.
So Lord of Change is the one that's a bit, Hang on a minute, are you trying to reverse to see I get the Khorne? I know what you're doing. You want to see me do a Khorne model? This is all about you now. Nothing to do with me. Don't.
Whoa. Nothing to do with me, Tom. It's all about you. Don't you worry.
I know. Vicky wanted me to do. Yeah, look at it. We know you're all about no. Yes, unfortunately, Mr. Pyre has the correct truth of it. But just don't worry about it. You pick whatever you think you want to see me struggle with.
Yeah, you like it, don't you? You really are a Slanesh player. Tie him up.
Tie him up. Get on with it. Stop complaining. No. To be honest, I am looking forward to any of those models. I mean, just looking at the actual models themselves, they're really cool. yeah, all of them. I think the latest iterations of them are actually fantastic. So I mean, it's kind of like yeah, I mean, any of them would be good additions because I want them all anyway. So it doesn't really bother me too much. Um, but it's one of those things that everyone's got kind of a special, one of those models they really like the look of. So you kind of want to paint the one you enjoy the most, don't you? As usual. So which one would you like to paint the most, Dom?
Uh, uh, I think I'd like to paint the Great Unclean one, but probably do them a little bit different to what other people have done. A bit more red than the green, to be honest, because I think it's amazing with different colours on him rather than just greeny kind of pussiness.
I will admit I'm not quite sure I'm going to go with the standard green loadout on him. To be fair,
Yeah,
I may be going something slightly different with him. I think when I get round to him. Because I think, as you said, I think you can do some pretty interesting options actually. But it's one of those things that it's kind of, I think with with these type of models, sometimes you have to get the paint on to have a look at how you're going to get it to turn out, because it's not quite as easy as sort of just saying, oh, I'm going to do it this way. But when you start doing it, you kind of get a different feel for it.
Captain Jack, you have seen the Great Unclean one that was made to look like normal flesh? Yes, it is disgusting. Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant model. Are you still thinking about getting the Forge one, Tom? Rather than
I am very tempted to, but at the same time, it's one of these things that I've been looking at, kind of going, well, actually, it would be quite cool just to keep them all from the same kind of paint, the same style. Because no matter what people say, as much as a Greater Unclean one is a Greater Unclean one, I think you can definitely distinctly tell which one is a Forge World model and which one is a Games Workshop model, which is obviously kind of the point. But the more I was kind of thinking about it, I was actually thinking, well, actually, it'd be quite nice to have just to keep it Games Workshop for the Greater Demons, because they're all from the same kind of, I suppose, the same mind, if that makes sense.
Yes.
From the same kind of design point of view. So actually, it's like the beginning of the movie.
And Mr. Blue, yes, I do want to paint more red. After doing my Necrons for so long, I need to paint more red. I need to do more chaosy stuff, to be honest. But yeah, red's good. Blue, you should change your name, Mr. Blue.
And also, there's also the argument that it's resin, which can be a pain to paint sometimes, depending on how much it's cleaned and how well it's covered. So the benefit with the normal GD one is the spares for the rest of it. Yeah, this is true. As I said, there's plenty of. I think it's one of these ones that when I finally get around to buying it, whenever that would be, it may be a financial thing as well, because the cost of the Forge one is actually quite expensive.
Still.
Yes, I think it's double the price of the Games Workshop one.
Ooh.
I think it's about 160 quid. Plus, I suppose the other thing to take into effect is that there's certain things I want to use on it, because I was having a look at the weapon options on it today, and sort of thinking how I would load it out. And I really fancy using the flail, but you don't get that with the Forge World one.
You wouldn't fancy doing a bit of conversion work, or?
Yes and no. I mean, I don't know. Conversion work on resin, I think, is a bit more difficult. I think it's less forgiving. if that makes sense. I think when you chop a bit of the, I mean, obviously with regards to the difference between the two models, I think if you chop a bit of resin off to accommodate a flail on a model like that, I think you're asking for trouble. I mean, what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up getting both eventually. That's probably what I'll do. Because when you're doing a big apocalypse game or something like that, having two greater unclean ones would be amazing. So yeah, but I'm still jury's still out for me. I'm not quite sure. I'm not too sure yet. I think I'm hovering between both of them, because I've come round to the look of the new one a little bit. Having looked at it a bit more, like Daryl says, I think he obviously says he prefers the new one, but I do like because I think the Forge one is a lot bigger as well, isn't it?
I don't think there's much in it now.
I might have a quick. Let's just see if I can find a comparison. Let's have a look. Forge World versus Games Workshop. Let's see if we can find a.
Well, the Forge World one's smaller. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know actually. I actually have a picture here. I will pop it up because someone's done a side by side here. I think I would actually say they're probably quite similar, except for probably the posing of it, because the way one of the arms on the Games Workshop is always risen up in the air. So I think naturally you're going to get a bit of extra height on it. But I think from a standpoint of actually the main lump of the model, I think actually it's probably about the same. Here we go. I have a little picture. We shall pop it up so people can make their own mind about said thing. Hopefully it's the right way around. Let's find out. It's an adventure at the moment. It's tiny, but there we go. Bosh.
Yeah, the GW one is definitely bigger, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think I think the thing with the GW one is definitely wider in all elements there. So I think it goes back further than the Forge World one. The Forge World one's relatively flat. I think the GW one's probably got a bit more of a haunch to it.
So here's the question to the chat: which one would you buy out of those two? Let's see what people think. Now, this is an army I'm doing with you guys. So what would everyone here, if you went out and you had the money for either one of those models, which one would you buy to add to your Nurgle Demon collection, just out of interest? So Gam's gone Forge World, Pinhead Forge World. I prefer the detained Forge World. See, maybe I'm right with my instincts to sit with the Forge World one, you see.
Yeah, Tom, back away from GW. Go back to Forge World.
Miss Lee's going with, I'll go with plastic. GW then Forge World. Okay, fair enough. Interesting. I might, when we get to the point of picking that one, I might do a poll on which one I should buy. I think that would be interesting to see what people think, because I think it's actually quite an interesting one, because they're very. I mean, when I looked at all the other ones, I think instantly, pretty much, I've decided that all the other ones, I think, is going to be the Games Workshop one.
Yeah, I think the Games Workshop ones tend to be smaller and tend to be easier than the Forge World ones. Like I said previously, because the Bloodthirster, the Forge World one is absolutely mahoosive, as is the other ones, but the Nurgle one is like the little baby out of all. I think that's probably reflected in the
Shall I see if I can find a comparison of those two, maybe? So the Forge World, because I'm actually curious, Forge World Bloodthirster, because these are the ones I haven't bought yet, you see. So, but judging by the price, I think obviously what you're saying is probably right.
Yeah, I think definitely the Khorne ones are pretty much close to a Warhammer kind of similar thing.
Don't know actually.
Does anyone in the chat have any of the Forge World Greater Demons? Except for obviously the Great Unclean one, we know several of you have those.
I mean, actually, do you know what, Dom? I don't think it's as big as you're thinking.
Is it bigger or smaller than the GW one?
I'm just trying to find one. I don't know. That doesn't look like the GW one. Sorry, it doesn't look like the Forge World one. It just that's the boy. There he is. But I haven't gone with a side-by-side comparison. I'm just trying to find a really good side-by-side. Is that the guy there? That looks like a different model entirely. So it's always quite funny when you try to find these, because people, obviously, there's lots of other companies out there that do very similar style models. So, I mean, I've got that's quite nice. That's quite cool. So there's quite a nice one where they've got all the Forge World Demon Princes next to each other. I'd say the Keeper Secret is definitely bigger from the Forge World one as well. I think that's huge from what I can see. But it doesn't give me a decent comparison between the two Bloodthirster models.
Yeah, trust Tom is big. It's a big boy.
Oh no! I honestly, because I saw the size of the comparison miniature on Forge World. I can definitely see the difference. But if I'm really honest, I actually prefer the new Games Workshop one anyway, from a styling look. I think the Forge World Bloodthirster I think is what I would call very old school. I would say it's much more. I would say if I was to do like a fantasy army, I would put the Forge World one and that over the 40 over the other one. I think because it's just I think it looks better in that kind of world.
Yeah, I think you just got to look at how the design has changed for each of the demon gods anyway, really. I mean, Nurgle's quite similar anyway, isn't it? But Khorne's changed a bit. Slaanesh has definitely changed since that one came out.
Yeah, no, that's
very
enough.
loyal to the current troop choice, elite choice, fast choice.
Yeah.
And same with the Tzeentch one as well. And, let's not forget, most of them are named characters anyway in the Forge World stuff. So.
Well, to be fair, each of the Games Workshop one has a named version as well that you can make.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm just saying the Forge World ones are themselves a named character.
Yeah, because that's
Games
kind of
gives you the standard one, but also the named one as well.
That was kind of the I suppose the point of what they were trying to do, wasn't it? When you did a Forge World model, it used to be something quite special. I think they've kind of, I would personally say they've kind of gone a bit away from that style of model creation now.
I would say, yeah, they've gone away from it completely. When was the last time they released a demon model? It's been a fair while, hasn't it?
Exactly, and not only that, but more from the point of view of named models as well. I feel they've kind of, if you look at the stuff they've been producing, it's been a lot more kind of squad based as well recently, or knight based, which without a real particular named character behind it, really, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose the problem is they're not really releasing any books anymore.
No, exactly. They've got no story to go on, have they? So, which is fair enough. Let's see if I'm just going to check the poll to see if there's been any additional voting while we've been talking.
Okay, you do that.
There has been. Ooh, it's getting closer. So currently, guys, Tzeentch is at 8 votes, Khorne is at 6 votes, and Nurgle is at 1 vote. So Vicky just shouted, "Come on, Khorne!" in the background. So yeah, if you still haven't voted, get on there and have a vote. Go on.
Yeah, Daryl, your point there about Forge World. I would actually say it's more of a specialist game supplier now than a.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Dom, as well. I
think it had a moment in the sun where it was lots of 30k, but obviously 30k is going nowhere anytime soon, unfortunately.
I mean, actually, if you look at the last 30k stuff they released properly, it was the Word Bearer stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, and how long did that take to come out?
That took a very long time to come out. No, it did, because if you think when that announcement was, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was beginning of last year, and it was just like, wow. And then suddenly it's just come out. And it's a little bit annoying, to be honest. Not just because of those models. But yeah, I mean, they're really going into the specialist games, aren't they? Because there is a market for it, and they're going for it rather than 30k. I don't know how much they're selling these days. I very much doubt they're selling much, unfortunately. But hey ho, it is what it is, isn't it?
Well, we'll get back into 30k one day, don't worry, mate.
Yeah, of course we will.
We both need more Space Marine armies.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Space
Certainly.
Marines, no.
So, I suppose the other thing we've been chatting about is because me and Dom have actually both entered into a couple of tournaments in the next 4 months, isn't it? Now I think we've got one in July, and we've got one in September.
Yes.
So
yes.
July is a 1v1 one, so lots of 1v1. So I think 3 games of 1v1. And then the September one is a myself, Dom, and actually Daryl, who's in chat at the moment, are going to a team-based one, where we don't play as a sort of on the same game, but it's one of those ones where we pick which arbiter is going to play against the other opposing person. So out of a team of 3 as well, so we can kind of mix and match who's playing against who by the looks of it. This has all been run by Meta Events. If you're in our area, check them out because they're really good. But yeah, quite looking forward to them. We were batting around some lists, weren't we, earlier, actually?
Yeah. I haven't thought too much about my team one. But for the singles one, I'm definitely taking Necrons. very similar to the list I played the other day, Tom.
Mm.
We just did 1,500, so it's up to 2,000 points. I'll be adding some stuff in, probably maybe changing a couple of bits about. I enjoyed playing Necrons, and I will happily do 2,000 points of them. I'll probably lose. I'm not sure about the Wraiths still. Guys, when you see the battle report, let me know what you think about Wraiths. But I'm kind of thinking going towards Scorpic Destroyers at this point. Although they don't have the invulnerable save, they definitely pack a bit more of a punch than Wraiths. They've got big choppy blades. They're a bit better in combat than Wraiths, so kind of floaty about, and they're more of a hold-up unit.
I mean, obviously, we'll put that battle report up on Saturday. And just to let you know, just regards to that battle report, because me and Don were outside and we were on a bit of a time limit, we didn't do much of the dice rolling filming. So it's more of a kind of our traditional back and forth battle report. So obviously, I think it'll be quite a quick one, to be fair. So hopefully it won't take up too much time. But definitely, please go and watch it if you get the chance to. It'd be great to get some feedback on it, even if it's an outdoor one, which is interesting. We had some interesting shots of Dom holding up an umbrella.
Yeah, there is. There you go. So the weather down here has been absolutely mental. Like today, beautiful sun, and then driving home today,
snow.
So,
I was literally in the garage on the way home. I looked out the window. I was like, "Oh, snowing now? Is it great?"
Yeah, great. That's what we need. So it's a bit weird, but it was a fun game nonetheless. It was good just to play some.
Oh, mate, honestly, I'll just say to Tom before we came on, just getting over and spending some time with your mate and actually having a game or something was just, I think that was more important to me than the game almost, in the fact that it was just nice to get out of the house, because I think you in the current climate you kind of forget a little bit what it's like to just go out and leave your house and go somewhere else for a few hours, let alone a couple of minutes or whatever to the pub or whatever, but actually go out and actually spend some time with some other people. And actually, last weekend, I think I spent 3 days in a row where obviously I saw Dom, I saw my mum, and then I saw Dom again on the Saturday, and obviously I saw my nieces over at Dom's as well. So it was it was fantastic. So, but it's just, I think people, if you haven't taken advantage of the fact that in the UK, if you can go out and actually do something, go and do something, just because I think actually it shocked me at how much I was very much kind of like, oh yes, this is what it's like to socialise again. Outside of a work environment.
yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people are now. They need, everyone needs something, don't they, to escape it, and the end is in sight. So fingers crossed, it's all working.
And I mean, obviously, the other thing we ended up doing as well, we took a little walk up to a venue that we were looking at just to have a look through the windows. It wasn't open. We just thought Dom would show me where he found a venue nearby, which I couldn't quite remember where he was talking about, but when we got there I was like, I know this place, I've been here lots of times.
Yeah, well, allegedly you have, Tom, but the dubious reasons you've been there we won't go into on the stream.
Oh dear.
Any Garden Hammer over the weekend? Anyone
else?
Didn't
anyone else get out there and do some stuff? So I must admit, I did see quite a few posts from some of the people we know around here, posting pictures from outside. Because I mean, obviously there's quite a few YouTube channels out there that can do it legally because they're technically a business, therefore it's their job, so they're allowed to have people in their workspace and do that as long as they follow the rules. But from a just getting out there, meeting a couple of mates kind of thing, definitely out in the garden. Daryl had some D&D in the garden.
Nice.
Good. Actually, saying that, how did the heater work to your satisfaction, Daryl? I know you bought I think a garden heater to keep the tent warm. We'll see.
Let us know. Yeah. Brilliant stuff. Anyone else got any Garden Hammer planned? It doesn't have to be Warhammer.
I mean, I know actually, Dom, one of our event attendees messaged us today. I don't know if you saw that message today.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
From who's offered to host, well, either you or me, whatever, for a quick game in his garden. So I'm hopefully going to take him up on that offer and actually get over there, and I may film a battle report, may just go and play a game. I don't know. depends on how painted all armies are, as usual, is the normal query we have. Darren said it worked quite well, by the way, so there we go. Maybe we should get a garden heater for yours, Dom.
There you go. There we go.
And a gazebo.
And a gazebo. Yeah, maybe. Or we could just do it in the sun, Tom.
I mean, the sun is great. I mean, look, I've caught this much sun in 3 days. A bit more. What harm can it do?
Yeah.
I mean, this might be redness from the sun. It might just be the beer.
That's a good guess. We should do a straw poll on it, Tom, and find out, see what people think. Is Tom red through alcohol or red through sunburn?
Alcohol poisoning or sunburn. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. So, on that bomb, no.
Intervention? Cream.
Oh, dear. I'm going to just check the poll again. Oh, we had another vote. Oh, no. It's going more towards the Zinch area. Also, speaking of the... Oh, hello. Pinhead Larry. Tom will be as tan as Pardo by the end of it. Well, there we go. Yeah, so the... Obviously, Discord army-wise, just a quick little note about that. Obviously, I do want to start the next model as soon as I can, but I suspect I've basically let the vote run until... Let me just double check when I was running it for. The vote is running until the 20th. Mainly because I don't think I can afford to buy another model this month because these are quite expensive. I don't know if you're aware of that. They're not the cheapest of models.
Oh, a bit pricey. You did start at the rough end, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do all the greater demons. At least 3 of each.
Yeah. 3 of each. Okay.
I will have 12 greater demons in my army.
I suppose the interesting thing is, obviously, I'd love to do that, but at the moment, you can't. I suspect there's no point in doing that. Obviously, the Death Guard list I bought was quite a highlight for that as well, because obviously, for those who played Death Guard, I actually made a list and took it to Dom's, and I was going to play it. And just as we were starting, I realised it was actually illegal, because what I forgot was the restrictions in the Death Guard Codex. Obviously, Lord of the Death Guard is a keyword, and you can only have one of those in a detachment. Now, both the Demon Prince and the Lord of Contagion have a Lord of the Death Guard keyword, even though they have Demon and Lord of Contagion as separate keywords. So I actually had to separate that out again into a Patrol and a Vanguard.
Problem I have when I'm playing Tom, guys, he's constantly trying to bring a league. You've got to go through darkness, people. Tournament, I'm just being a friendly player and say check his league. Okay.
Do you know what? I think that's the complete opposite to what happened. I went to myself, I'm just going to check this before we start playing, mainly because I know you got lovely people will probably point out that, hang on a minute, that's not legal, because that's what everyone does. They watch stuff and they go, yeah, you can't do that. But I realised it before we started playing. But actually, it's an interesting conversation, because obviously with demons, I think that's going to be quite a big thing if they bring that in on their lists, actually. Because obviously a lot of the power for demons is locked up in their bigger units, which typically tends to be greater demons and their HQs. From my point of view, anyway.
No. I think some of the greater demons, obviously, at the end of 8th, had a nice little buff to them.
From the exalted stuff, yeah.
Not so much. They're not that great a lot of the times. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to have a big old greater demon in your army, but it's also a massive target.
This is true. This is true.
If it's got wings, potentially it could be slow, unless you're bringing in via summoning. So I don't know.
I mean, I suppose the other thing that I found, the other thing I found slightly irksome was that you can only have 3 detachments in a list now. So obviously, because typically with demons you dedicate them to a particular god, there'll always be one that misses out. And I hope that gets changed. I hope they involve some kind of mixing element where you can mix multiple different types of god in an army detachment, because it does seem a little bit restrictive if you want to run all 4 of them in some way. Where you lose the Loki bonus or the Loci bonus for the army. if you don't have them all under the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, you can take them as separate detachments.
Yes, but you can only take 3 detachments.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is to go with the unaligned topic. Obviously, we've seen Bellacore that's been released. So I think my gut feeling would be that they are embracing the undivided kind of look of demons. So potentially there'll be a buff for them there. If you decide to go unaligned, like let's say if you have all 4 gods, it'd be quite nice if you got a buff for it, rather than go, I'm just having Zinch and Khorne. I'll get nothing for it. But if I have all 4 represented in my army, potentially there could be a nice little buff. I think that would be a nice little buff.
That's exactly what I want to see happen, because obviously the idea between my current army that I'm building is kind of around that idea. I want to use all 4 gods in some way. Because I'm just interested to have it in that particular way, because I don't think you see a lot of that. A lot of people do go with mono, or they take other detachment for a very specific job. Especially in match play, obviously, because certain unit. I mean, having looked through some stuff, some of the units are, pretty good. Although when I was I had a little look through Goonhammer today, actually, just to sort of get an idea of. Apparently, it's a top tier army now. Did you know that?
Yeah. Well, they've had some success, haven't they?
Yeah. So, and having looked at some of the stuff they do, I can kind of see why. It does hinge on particular units, but I think I'm actually quite looking forward to crafting some interesting lists with it. But my primary focus for this army is to have something that looks cool. Really, that's kind of the main focus of it.
Yeah, a narrative collection army.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking forward to writing that all up on the website and actually split it so you guys can read through some of the background for the list for it, and hopefully when Dom sends me some information about his 83rd war host as well, I can put that up there.
Yeah, I have been making little notes on that actually.
Cool.
So I've got a few characters there. Obviously, the 83rd have been going for a little while now, so there's a fair few named characters, and they will be mentioned in there. I don't know what people think, but at some point I would like to see some almost like an origin for a couple of those characters, like how they ended up in the 83rd. Perhaps not the Vulture, but there's a couple of characters there that have got dubious past, and it'd be quite nice to have some narrative mission.
I mean, the Vulture is going to be quite hard to do. Because
he's got a good history, to be fair. The Vulture, because a lot of the characters have either a word bearer based name, but the Vulture is very, very vague. Like, you don't know what his true name is. He's very charismatic and quite mysterious in some ways. So people are kind of like, oh, we're on to him, but we're not really that sure where he's from or what he's done in the past. Although we know that he's been.
I was going to go from a different angle. Was why it was difficult.
Because he's running away? Or
no, he's blowing himself up with plasma pistols. So there is no true Vulture. He's multiple people.
Maybe he's part of the Alpha Legion. Like, oh, that clone's dead. Bring out another one.
Don't give him the same pistol, but it's the only one we've got.
Pistol out the crate that's got like a funny leak in it.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
That'd be fine. We've used that one thousands of times.
Whoa, look at his style.
They're always placing bets. I think you'll last 2 weeks. This Vulture will last 2 weeks.
There's no conflict. He uses the mace rather than the pistol. He'll be fine.
I can't remember a game where you've overcharged that and he hasn't died.
He doesn't tend to fire his plasma pistol after. No. It's a bit like Khan's plasma pistol though, because he can't take it off overcharge. No. Like, why am I doing this?
the old classic Space Marine one. No, that's fair enough. No, I'm interested to see writing your stuff up actually and seeing how it turns out on the page, because obviously it made me realise that with my Templar force I kind of want to put a little bit more history into them as well, because obviously I have an idea of this crusade that's happened, but I haven't really given my characters any names or anything.
Yeah, I think the problem, it's not a problem, it's just a factor that your army's had, is that you've got named characters in there already.
Yeah.
So you, like, for the word bearers, I've had a blank canvas.
Yeah.
I can just go, poof, I can build my own narrative, I can do what I want. But the minute you've got the likes of Grimoldus in there or Helbrick, you have to somehow have that part of your narrative, or vice versa.
If I'm totally honest, people who watch my games know that I very rarely use the name characters. So I think pulling them away and actually creating my own ones. I mean, the problem is unfortunately for the Templars, they are two of the best named characters for that chapter, and they confer some very from a competitive scene, or if you're playing games seriously, they actually provide a lot of very good rule buffs to the Templar army. So it's quite hard to sort of justify saying, oh, I won't use them today. So, well, they do. I mean, Hellbrick gives like +1 strength to everyone within X amount of inches and extra attacks and stuff like that. And you're like, well, I couldn't really not use him if I want to actually perform well on the field. However, I think that's slightly changed more as the Primaris ranges come out. I think personally.
Yeah, you can distance them, can't you? And there's, like your particular, the Galera's Crusade, you can have your own history and characters in there. It's just how you define, like, for instance, your paint scheme away from your standard Templars. Like, how do you define those?
Someone's asking us to send a greeting out.
Oh, have a nice. To anyone we know?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Billy Corrigan on here before.
Hello, Billy. Sounds a bit sinister. Hello, Billy. Hello, Billy. Where was I? Yeah, I just think chaos characters over imperial characters, you've got a bit more narrative. Unless you make your own chapter. Make your own chapter, Tom. Repaint your whole black...
Repaint the whole thing and do a Black Templar offshoot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go for it. I'll help you. Yeah, I'll bring the Dettol round. Big vat of Dettol and just pour it in.
I don't want to do this. This is turning into a very bad idea.
Let's put a drop on. Who wants to see Tom repaint his Black Templars?
I've already done it once.
Yeah, it's quite hard revisiting a painted army, though, isn't it? Like going back and looking at your older models. I think I put one up on Instagram like a few months ago with one of my original Chaos Space Marines to one of the new ones.
Yeah.
And there's massive difference, both in the model and the painting.
Okay, interesting.
Felpire, I'm all in. Nice.
I mean, I'm not doing this straw pot. You had to figure out how to do it, mate.
Okay.
Oh no. By the way, this vote doesn't count for anything. I'm not even worried. I will not be just to lay the line. I will not be stripping any Templars, and I mean that in both senses. No taking of armor off and no repainting.
Shit, Tom. No, I'm not going to put it, Tom. I mean, you did give away my cupboard door. The least I could do is get you to repaint a 10,000 point army.
I mean, there's a small difference. I'm just saying.
Talking of the cupboard door, if I think it's Andy, wasn't it, who won it?
Yes.
If you want to put anything on the store.
Yeah, I have actually asked him outside of chat, and he's having a think about what he wants to put on there for a bit of a.
That'd be really strange. If I had a picture of some bloke's face on my cupboard door, people come in and go, "What?"
A picture of himself. You're saying that would be quite good, actually. I think that would be quite amusing. Just...
Maybe I'll take some bit of interpretation on the picture. I'll put in there. I put bits of string and then put Max. Pictures of random shot. I'm just following him around.
Just
work out his pattern, see where he's been.
Anyway, moving on to a different subject before we get too carried away with the door again. As much as it is actually quite cool. Has anyone got any updates to their freehand work for the challenge for next week? And hello, Mike. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here, my friend. Mm-hmm. Has anyone got any updates to the work they've been doing on their freehand stuff?
Come on, somebody.
Come on, someone's got to do something.
It's quite an intimidating...
1 second, Dom. Sorry, mate.
Hopefully he turns his mic off if he's going to the toilet. This could be all. A mic is ready for freehand. Yes, it's quite an intimidating task, guys, to be honest. So I can understand a few of you not wanting to try it, although kudos for those who do, because I think it's one of those things that I think Captain Jack, there we go. Captain Jack started it, and it's given him a massive opportunity to try something a bit different, and it just hopefully builds the confidence up for you guys that you can try something a little bit different and future.
Hmm. Hello.
Hello, Tom. He's back.
All right.
Oh, he's back. Great. Here we go.
What? I just look. I'm back, aren't I? What's the problem?
So, Mike, what are you thinking of doing with your freehand? Oh, some people have put some bits up.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Mike. Oh, Captain Jack's put some bits up there.
Oh, that's looking nice, like that.
Pretty good, guys, to be honest.
Obviously, for anyone who wants to see this, you'll have to
join the Discord family.
Join the Discord family. Go and have a quick look at it. I will post another link up right now for anyone who hasn't joined us. There we go. Because obviously the freehand stuff is due in next Tuesday. For anyone who is wanting to get involved with that, so don't leave it too long. Don't you rush in and not being able to get it in on time.
Yeah. Here's a little tip for the painting challenge, guys. So, for instance, myself and a few others, we're doing a little crusade at the moment, and I would say if something happens in the painting challenge, see how you can put that into your current projects. Like, you don't have to do something completely different in it, but if you can just add it in, amazing. Go for it.
Yeah, I think as we said last week, don't think you got to paint a whole model just to put some freehand on it. Anything existing that you fancy maybe doing some freehand on, and obviously, if it's the first time you've ever done freehand, I suggest not picking your most favourite model to perhaps paint on in case you ruin it in some way because you've gone, oh no, I don't know how to freehand. I seem to have made a mess of my most favourite model in my collection that I spent lots of time painting, because it does happen. I've done it a couple of times, because I think especially when you're learning how to do freehand things, sometimes the proportions can be wrong. And also just practice on something. I mean, even just getting a bit of blank plastic or like something you can paint on, really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's pretty intimidating to do it, but I think we can all do it. You can do it. I'm talking to you. You can do it.
Me?
No, not you. You're terrible. No, you. The guy, that one. You can do it.
I'm quite sad. Gavin said, "Why didn't you tell me this last week?" I think we did.
Yeah, sorry, Gavin.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned this in several.
I mean, your brother, Gavin, he's been practicing all these town models and Tyranid models. So,
like we said, useless plastic, perfect.
Yeah, hanging about.
But yes, definitely get in there and get involved with it. It'd be great to see your work. Looking forward to seeing some finished jobs.
At some point, Tom, we might have to do another painting challenge ourselves.
Yeah, I think I don't know when we would do it though. I'm trying to think when the best. I mean, obviously, we typically would do it over a month, wouldn't we? I think.
Yes. Depending on the size of it, though, really, doesn't it?
Okay, I mean, if it's a single model, maybe a couple, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe.
We did kind of go in the deep end, didn't we? With a whole Necromunda
I think a whole squad was quite ambitious. Although I have a Necromunda gang now.
Same here.
So
yeah. Good.
But what we need to do now is pick 2 more Necromunda gangs and do them, so that we can then play them off against each other.
Yeah. So enforcers versus enforcers. That's how it is. No variants. Police Academy all gone bad.
We'll have to get the redemptionists next.
What would you guys like to see us do in the next painting challenge?
Yeah, give us some suggestions. I'll tell you what. I will create a new section for. Actually, have we done one for us? Did we do it? Yes, we did. There is one. There is a Dom and Tom's Painting Challenges channel on Discord. If everyone puts some suggestions in there of what you want us to do next as a actual challenge, and then what we'll do is we'll make a poll out of all the suggestions, and then we'll see which one gets voted the most, and that's what we'll do next. I think that's.
I do like the idea of Sigma characters.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's a cool idea. I've already done one.
They got pick. Can't be a chaos demon. It's got to be under 30 centimeters high. No, I don't know. Whatever people.
Yeah. I think that there will be a pricing element to it because me and Don can't really go out and buy a £200-300 model just like that just to do a painting challenge, and I think both of us would probably feel quite uncomfortable doing that as well on the grounds that we're like, well, I've got to do justice to this, but I've only got 3 weeks. I think this may break me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of painting projects on the go at the moment. Like, I've still got a blooming Warhammer Triton to do.
Yeah, you keep putting that off, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. It's down here.
Oh, no, it's where it was last week. I know, I understand.
Yeah, it's, yeah. But I've also got my Necrons, my Word Bearers, and my Sisters of Battle. So yes. I'm working on several different projects at once. I was even looking at my Aeronautica stuff before it came on tonight.
I need to finish these guys. I need to finish these. I have kind of become a bit more enthusiastic about my demon army at the moment. But I think that's quite natural when you get into something, and I'm actually quite enjoying the interaction I'm having with you guys on the army, which makes it a bit quite interesting to do. With Sisters of Battle, I've always loved Sisters of Battle, and I really want to actually finish the army. But for them, because I kind of want to, they're not just a narrative army for me. That one, I kind of want to play them in a semi-competitive manner as well, because I quite enjoy the army. I kind of want to see what the next codex kind of brings as well before I go too deep into buying lots of new units for them. So I'm at the moment I'm quite happy with the ones I've got. I've obviously got an Immolator, 2 Rhinos to do, and another Exorcist. I think that's enough for me to get on with that army for the foreseeable future, to be honest. There's plenty of other units that are coming out for them, I suspect. So what's this here? So you should paint a character for your most hated faction.
Bone Reaper of Ogre Kingdoms. Oh god, I do hate Ogre Kingdoms. I don't know why I still hate them. I mean, I haven't really got anything in Warhammer Fantasy or Age of Sigmar, but somehow I do still have a hatred for Ogre Kingdoms.
I'm trying to think what I really hate from Age of Sigmar. I'll tell you what, I'll have a look and I'll give you an honest opinion on what I hate the most. But I suppose the issue with it is from the point of view of interest of kind of fairness, having the same model to paint is quite important.
Yeah.
But maybe what we could do is both pick a model from our hated factions for the first one, and then do the same from the opposite person's hated faction on the second one.
Yeah. I think you're right though with the same model.
Or we just buy one of each.
They were different. I think it was quite nice last time that we had different interpretations of the same model, and we both went away from the regular paint scheme, which I thought was quite fun.
Oh no, I know which ones I hate. I've remembered now.
Who do you hate? And what, an Age of Sigmar?
Yeah, it's the ones with the stupid horns.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, the what did we call it when it came out? The cow on a floating island or whatever it was.
What are they? Which ones are they actually? They're the. Is it the iron? No, it's not the Deepkin. That's the underwater ones, isn't it? Is it Sylvaneth? No.
Yeah. No, is it Sylvaneth?
No, that's the trees. I'm actually having a look right now because I actually it's Lumineth, isn't it? It's the Lumineth. Yeah. No, I was. I'm looking at them right now and I'm getting quite angry about it.
Tom, they're expensive as well. Let's not do those ones.
Actually. Yes, Serevith, the Lord of Seventh Wind, is £34.50.
Oh, limited stock. Available while stock lasts. Let's see what's on Age of Sigmar. It's all books. Rubbish. Selling fast. Better not be books again. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean...
Wizards?
Terrible replacement. I actually agree with Darryl. It is a terrible replacement for High Elves.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I think actually, I don't know. This is just a subject I'm opening up here. I think at this particular point in the Age of Sigmar development, I think you almost have to just disregard all the old lore, regardless of what they're doing with it, because I think actually they've gone so far away from what the original units look like now that I think there's not really a lot of comparison you can make with old world stuff and the current crop of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
I think they, good. I mean, a good example is obviously the Lumineth and the High Elves. I mean, obviously that's supposed to replace them, but you couldn't really draw any comparison between them other than the fact that they're elves. I think that's just my opinion, but it's just it's
Yeah, you've got to separate yourself, haven't you?
yeah.
Really, like from fantasy lore, and kind of go. Age of Sigmar is the same thing. Like at some point, they're going to bring back.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. I mean, even when Empire comes back, it'll be a human faction with a very different aesthetic. I think. I don't think it will be. I mean, obviously, I suppose it's the Sigmarites are very close to what a human one would look like, really. I suppose.
So, guys, would you like us to do AOS stuff?
Odd enough, we were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
I tell you what, Tom. I am. I do want to do AOS at some point, I think, and I really like the looks of the Slaves of Darkness models.
Ooh.
Especially the start set looks really nice.
This is the vampires, essentially, isn't it? So.
No, the Chaos Warrior.
Oh, the Chaos Warrior. Oh, sorry. Yes. No, you're sorry.
They look awesome. I still remember from the what was the game? The PC game.
Dark Omen.
Not
No.
Dark Omen. Dark Omen.
Oh, Chaos. I know the one you mean.
So Chaosy one.
Mark of Chaos.
Mark of Chaos, where they had the intro of like the Empire people walking through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Chaos Warriors just came out like.
It's actually funny you should mention that. I actually watched that last weekend at some point because I was like, oh, I remember this because someone posted up. I was like, oh, this is such a. And actually, the game itself is actually still pretty good because I played it a few months ago as a kind of on a whim. I was like, oh, let's have a quick look at this again. And actually, it's quite fun still. I mean, Dark Omen is also very good.
That must be a mobile game by now.
No. Well, in all seriousness, what they have done is Shadow the Horned Rat actually came out on Good Old Games as a remake, a remaster. So you can actually play that on current PCs at the moment, Shadow the Horned Rat. So that if you like that, that's available. And I would suspect if they have done that one, they will probably end up doing Dark Omen at some point as well.
Yeah.
And in which case, I will play you, and I will bring the Black Grail Knights again.
Nice. I'm a Wood Elf Archers. It's either the Slaves of Darkness or some Orc army.
I mean, the Uruks are good.
Yeah, the Uruks are nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
I really don't know if I can get those, but they've got some cool.
I mean, for those who don't know, I actually already started collecting Daughters of Cain, so that's what I would probably stick with because I actually really like that army anyway. Because I actually picked it for the same reason that the Sinesh one challenged me a bit because it was very different. It was at the other end of the spectrum to what I was doing. No, pretty much no armor really involved. A lot more kind of skin work and things like that. And actually, to be honest, I think that was actually quite beneficial to my hobby craft, so to speak. Doing something completely out of your comfort zone.
Well, if you're going to do Daughters of Cain, what do people in the chat think I should go with? I think Daughters of Cain are Alliance of Order somehow. So any of the other alliances will be open to.
It's interesting. It's interesting they ended up in that one actually, but I suppose actually.
I don't know about narratives.
Yeah, I need to get their new books. I've only got their old stuff really. I've actually got their big old Cauldron of Blood as well, which is just sitting on a shelf in the other. This is next door. That is properly intimidating. That is. I just look at it. It's got 3 Daughters of Cain on it, and the big old Cain statue going like this with his arms out. It's just like bloody hell. So I want to try it, but there's also all these snake models I've got to get at some point as well.
Yeah, they've got a pretty nice range, haven't they?
Yeah, Marathi, I'm really looking forward to getting at some point. That's actually the one model that convinced me to start Daughters of Cain because Marathi looks awesome. The big half snake, but they've got 2 models for it in the £85 kit. You get the kind of transform Marathi and then the big snake, half snake version. So. It'd be interesting to see what everyone thinks Dom should do.
Yeah.
Because I think we're both kind of interested in doing it. So. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
it's going to be quite a challenge for me to go and pick those models back up and actually repaint them, as in like restart them again, I should say, because it was such a long time ago. I can't really remember the schemes I used or the the styles I used or the colours I used. It's going to be quite interesting. I will actually put some photos up of them at some point because I actually when I went back to look at them, I was like, oh, these actually look quite good. And as I mentioned a few weeks ago, obviously they're quite a heartfelt army for me because it's the one army I was doing in memory of my aunt as a kind of a thing for her. So doing that would be quite interesting to do, just to get back on top of them as well. I mean, God knows when we'd ever play a game of it. But
It's good to have some models. Same with Necromunda, though, isn't it? Really.
well, it's quite. I mean, we've got the models. It's getting the time to do it. It's there's another game system we've got to learn, and another thing we've got to try and fit time in for. But there is always opportunity to do so. So
Yeah, I think I will probably go Slaves of Darkness.
I think you should go with what you want, my friend, because you want to be able to do it.
Models on the new Warriors. They look beautiful. And,
I'm just having a quick look myself.
On the Start Collecting box, they've got different Warriors compared to the ones that you normally get.
Oh yeah, okay. Sticking with your chaos theme, though, I see.
Oh, I love chaos. I've been the bad guy, Tom.
Why don't you try being the good guy? You might be you might be good at it.
I don't think there's any of the Alliance of Order that are particularly nice.
I mean, I suppose the interesting thing about them is they are probably the nearest look to the original army, I think, as well. Because obviously they were the warriors of chaos, weren't they? That's pretty much what they are.
Yeah. They haven't really gone away from it too much.
Not really, but I suppose because it's a core faction, it's quite difficult to do that, I suppose. What about Beastmen?
Beastmen? What are they under?
Beasts of Chaos? Grand Alliance Chaos? Beasts of Chaos? These are quite old models, aren't they? I don't know how new these guys are. Oh, yeah, got Zangors and Beastigors. I mean, they've still got the models on the square bases. I mean,
that's not a good sign, is it?
I mean, they don't. I mean, if I'm saying honest, they don't actually look that bad, to be honest, having a look at them. But yeah, no, some of them are on circles. So it's just I think the Bulgars are on circular bases.
Hello, Isaac. We're currently going through AOS armies and see what takes our fancy. I don't really want to do proper chaos, Tom, like Blades of Corn or this.
But you've kind of done. I think you've done that, haven't you?
Yeah, what are the Disciples of Zinch like?
About the Glom Spike Gits. Goblins.
Yeah, well, I did have some goblins, but I sold them, so I think.
Oh,
it's
okay. In that case, didn't grab you enough then, basically. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Maybe undead, maybe some undead stuff.
Sons of Behemoth.
Oh,
Giant Storm. That's a really low model count.
It would definitely be a low model count.
I mean,
I imagine it's quite like they say it's quite fun to play, but if you've only got 2 giants, it's not the most exciting.
No, I understand. It's like it's effectively the Knights version for Age of Sigmar, and I get that. It's
Lizard Men got new stuff. I used to have a Lizard Men.
I mean,
quite a few armies back in the day.
I mean, the Uruks look good. They look fun. Uruks look fun. Very. Yeah. I think they're very old schooly looking orcs as well. What's these guys here? Oh yeah, that's the Moor tribes. Yeah, Moor tribes. There you go. The Ogre Moor tribes. That's what you should
do. No. Moor tribes. Ogre. No.
I was hoping I'd get you to greet it before you looked.
What's Skaven got? Skaven must have something. I do like the Warlock Bombardier. He's a very cool looking model.
We've had a load of chat blow up here actually because people seem quite interested in this, I think. So Gavin saying I want the goblins. Lee saying they're very nice. Hello. Yeah, I've got goblins. Gavin. The old Beastigors are old at this point. Yeah, I agree with that, Kane. Very old. Beaster saying evening. Lizard men.
Yeah, I was looking at this, man. Once again, they don't have new models, so I think you've got a risk, haven't you, of them not getting redone. I'm looking at Skaven again. Oh, maybe I'll do Skaven.
Have they been redone though yet? They haven't, have they? Some
And
of
the
them.
Storm
Some of them
version
have.
pretty cool.
I know, actually saying that most of them are on circular basis, so yeah, sorry, they probably have been. I think is I haven't really paid an awful lot of attention to all the releases on Sigma,
No,
to be honest. It's
really.
yeah, but actually having a look through all of their options, they actually all look like they're on circular basis, so that's a good judge to say that they've been done, most of them actually. Yeah, that'd be quite an interesting army to do. Quite challenging, very different to what you're doing.
Yeah, Skaven. They're quite cool.
Get some Storm Fiends. They look cool.
Because I played Skaven back in the day when Andy Chambers did the army book.
Oh, nice.
I absolutely love the well, once we're saying about the narrative, but I love the narrative of Skaven. I thought they were such a brilliant range. A lot of the models are still kind of there. Obviously, they've just like renamed Deathmaster Sneech as just normal Deathmaster. But yeah, the models are pretty sweet.
Okay, apparently the Skaven are still the old kits. Apologies.
Yeah, I think some of them are, some of them aren't. They've got some new models there, but I'm gonna guess the Clan Rats are still the old one. Yeah, the Night Runners, they are atrocious. They are the same models. They're like the Katachan Jungle Fighters. I have bent my eyes. The Clan Rats. I think the Clan Rats. Yeah, they were fantasy. I think they were late fantasy. Looking at these Clan Rats. Yeah, Mr. Lee. Yeah, the Clan Rats still passable. Oh man, yeah, the Gutter Runners. Ugh. No, it's not nice. Plague Sensor Bearers. Oh, they got the
he's getting drawn in. He's getting drawn in.
The old what they're called. Anyone can tell from this.
What about the Head Knights of Slanesh? It suits you.
Warp Lightning Cannon. Look at that. Big old gun. Hell Pit Abomination. What the bejesus is going on here? Oh man, that looks
Welcome to Dom and Tom look at the Games Workshop website where we talk about what we like and don't like by screaming at it.
Yeah. Guys, do you think I should do Skaven? Or do you think I'll be wasting my money?
How about the Flesh Eater Courts?
Flesh Eater Courts? No. Maybe. Are they good? No. I'm going by the models. I'm going by the models.
Don't go to that one. It's not going to tempt you until.
Doom Wheel. I used to have the old metal Doom Wheel. And the old metal Screaming Bell as well. Die, traitor! A bit of fantasy.
Well, okay, well, I think, yeah, so maybe we see where that goes. I mean, obviously, I'm quite up for doing that as a kind of a side project, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just sort of have an army. I mean, we encourage. I've actually got a squad made up of Daughters of Cain ready to paint because I haven't done them yet. So I'm happy to carry on with them as a little side thing between when I'm doing my other 40k stuff, and we gradually build up to the point where we can actually play a game with them, maybe. I suspect it's a little while off, so until we can do this full time.
All the time. Yeah, so in Discord, if anyone's got any suggestions for AOS armies for me, just message me or put them in the general, and that'd be cool.
And likewise, if you guys have got suggestions for our next paint challenge, go to the paint challenge section on there and give us some ideas for what you'd like to see us both have to paint. And we'll let you guys decide in the end. So, anyway, time is moving on. Is it time for lottery?
It would be, Tom, although I'm not going to lie to you, we don't have a lottery this week.
In that case, then we'll just carry on. I just thought I'd check because I'm a nice person like that.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Tom. we could have been millionaires, but unfortunately we don't have it this time.
If lucky you do random numbers, otherwise you could have been very disappointed.
Yeah. Fear, isn't it? They should play the fear more in the advertising. Go, oh, if you don't pay, you can miss out.
Here's the challenge: make a small AOS. I mean, that is actually a pretty good challenge.
That's a very long-term challenge as well. That's oh man, they are good models. Maybe I've got lots of rats.
Did someone just post something just then? I heard a plink.
Yeah. Oh, that Arch Warlock model looks pretty damn good.
But we'll have to sort of. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stick with Daughters of Cain. So what we probably need, guys, is something to oppose the Daughters of Cain that Dom will play. There we go.
Skaven and Daughters of Cain get on? I can't imagine they would.
I mean, honestly, Skaven and getting on in the same sense with anybody else, I think, is just not going to happen. They're the most traitorous little bastards.
Skaven are left there going, wow, I didn't expect that from the game.
Here's a challenge. So get a character for each. The challenge to start it. Yeah, every so often paint a unit type for the ongoing challenge. So first stage. Yeah, we could do it that way, couldn't we?
Mhm.
If we both bought a unit we liked for our armies we're collecting for Age of Sigmar. Did you say Necrons?
No. So I said they got such good models.
Yeah.
Skaven.
Well, maybe that's what we do for that challenge. Is we both get a unit we like from the range that we're going to collect, and we paint that.
Yep. Okay.
That's probably not a bad shout, to be fair. We'll try and make it the same type of unit, though. I think that's probably,
Yeah. Maybe we should. Yeah. We'll have
so
a look.
even if we just both do troops, I suppose it's just what else got? What's this here? Yes. You should get the Mortis engine. That'd be fine.
Yes. I should.
Good thing about the both Daughters and Skaven is they betray everyone. So anyone you fight will make. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Skaven it is then. Well done. You've picked your army, Dom.
Win. Oh my goodness, that's out of stock at the moment.
Is that a good thing? Were you just about to buy it all? I think, well, Dom's probably just been adding stuff to his cart. He does this every time. He's like, click, click, click. And then he's so rich, he just buys armies outright.
All the time. I'm just constant. I never even think about it. Money means nothing.
Honestly, that table behind him isn't actually a table. It's just piles of the models he's bought over the years, making a table.
Yeah.
He's got six Titans. 6. Hasn't built a single one.
No, why would I? The Vermin Lord model, Sarah. Let's have a quick look at the Vermin. Oh man.
This is it. You're pulling him in now. Everyone keep doing this. Keep just pointing towards models that he hasn't quite noticed yet.
Back in the day, I had I think 30 Storm Vermin, the metal ones. And that was a very nice unit. Oh wow, yes. Storm Vermin looks quite cool. Sorry.
I quite like the Arch Warlock and the Death Master. I think they look awesome.
Yeah. The characters are quite cool. Even like the little Claw Lords are quite nice models.
I tell you, it's quite surprising actually. They're not even that expensive for a single model. If you think about the cost of some of the models you have to buy in the Space Marine range, as an example. It's £12. If you think about it, it's almost like £20 for a Space Marine Primaris model now.
Yeah. It gets a bit pricey, doesn't it?
I think you should probably start with the old Clan Rats, though, mate.
I tell you what, the Clan Rats are definitely better than the old Clan Rats that I remember. They were horrible. They were like the gutter run. What are they called now? Oh, they were terrible. But the Clan Rats were equally as terrible as them.
I mean, I'd say it would be very nice if they would do this. I'm just checking if it isn't already there, but it'd be great to see the date the model was released on their entries.
Mm.
I just don't think they actually have it anywhere on here. They don't. They don't have anything. Because I think I do find it slightly irritating that they don't do stuff like that, because obviously it makes it quite hard to make decisions like this where you're like, well, this army has been hasn't been updated for 20 years or something like that. Would you really want to start buying a lot of that army right now?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good topic though, Tom, isn't it? Really, because that's what kind of puts people off. Like Vicky with World Eaters. Like, how much do you want to invest in that range before the brand new range comes out? And it works both ways. Though.
Oh, I mean, I suppose John.
World Eater Army and Games Workshop turned around and said, in August we're going to do the World Eater Codex, new models. So this is your last chance to buy your current Berserkers. And you might go, actually, I'm actually going to just stick with these rather than buy brand new models. I'm going to buy these old ones I can before I move on. I mean, that's not a great example. Berserker models are pretty terrible.
I mean, actually, John, obviously you're saying sprue photos show the age. However, I've just looked at the Skaven range, and I haven't seen a lot of them actually have the sprues on them. The 3 I just checked, so the Clan Rats don't have sprue models. The Plague Monks don't have sprue models. Okay, well, the Clan Rats do. Warplock Giselles don't have them. The Screaming Bell doesn't have them. I mean, interesting. It's a fair point. I mean, obviously you could. I mean, yes. He said, "Damn, I knew that would happen." Yeah, I thought I'd have a quick look. But yeah, some of them do, and yeah, I think I do agree, because I think you can definitely tell by the plastic style as well, and the way they've laid out. Because obviously, I think nowadays they tend to get a lot more finer detail on the new sprues, and also a lot more on the sprues, I think, compared to kind of back in the day.
Yeah, you just want them to be open about the model range, don't you? You're not going to invest a massive thing into models that'll be replaced in 6 months' time.
I mean, obviously, from their point of view, I understand that if they put on, like, they say, like, oh, this is due to be updated in 3 years' time, because obviously that's probably what they're thinking on some of their model ranges, in all seriousness, because they can't. There's a certain finite amount of time for planning in, changes to models. So there are some ranges that are probably going like, well, we've got all these 4 ones to do before it. This is going to be in 4 years' time. And some people are going to be very disappointed if they're sitting around waiting for it and they won't buy the model. But personally, I think that's still I still think that's the wrong thing to do. I think they just should be very open about when a model's going to be. I think they should just release the roadmap of releases. Honestly, I don't think it would do any harm. If someone doesn't like the models, they're not going to buy it anyway. If someone's got if you say to someone, oh, if we wait 18 months, a whole new range is coming out, what's that person going to do? They're probably going to save the money and drop a whole ton of money on that range when it releases.
Yeah, and how will it affect people's purchasing? Like, if you went at the beginning of the year, we're going to keep bringing World Eaters up, but if they went, oh, we're redoing the old Empire range, what they're called, Greek people now, whatever they are, in February, August, we're going to do World Eaters, and December, we've got a brand new army coming out. At least you can kind of go, right, okay, well, I was thinking about doing World Eaters, or I wasn't thinking about doing World Eaters, but then I know they're going to be released later on this year. I'm going to put a bit of money aside, and when they come out, I'm going to start an army for them. And also, I'll be like, oh, what's happening in December? Maybe I'll save some money up and do something then. You don't have to do announce everything.
And yeah, Adam, I totally get that as well, but I still think if they want to get rid of stock, they just need to mark it down. They shouldn't be stockpiling it. They say that, oh, you need to get rid of all their stock, and they need to get rid of it. It's
well, not being funny. It's like, I don't think they hold as much stock as people make out, because how much stuff is out of stock?
Yeah, too
much. I mean, there might have been a slight incident with a boat being held up, and it might have slowed things down. I don't think they've got a massive stock holding, so they could just go, look, we're going to limit it, and we're going to slowly kind of do it as per order. So look, might be different.
And it's not only that, but honestly, if people like a model, they'll buy it either way, regardless of whether it's coming out or later on. In fact, it may tempt people to go, oh, I really like the old model. I want to get hold of that one before it gets discontinued.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, same with like Orc Boys, for instance.
No.
Like, would you want to replace all your Orc Boys?
No.
Or would you want to go, well, they're coming to an end. I'm going to buy 4 more boxes and done. I'm not going to buy any
Exactly.
ones for these ones. And then they go, all right, well, we're clearing our stock and we're making room for new stuff coming out. Yeah. And once again, people that are thinking about Orcs go, I don't want to invest in the old Orc Boys. I want to get new Orc Boys, which I know are coming out in 2 months' time or 3 months' time. I'll wait rather than like start a brand new army.
I just personally think a bit more openness would be beneficial to them, in my opinion. I think sometimes they play their releases a bit too close to the chest, and play silly games where you're thinking about. I mean, if I knew Black Templar stuff was coming out in 6 months' time, I'd put loads of money aside for that, and I'd probably drop an absolute bomb on it. But that's just the way it is. So it's not. It won't change because it's not the way their company works. So. But anyway, I think that is a good place to end the stream.
Oh, thank you, Julian. What a nice comment.
Sorry.
As well.
That is actually. Thank you. Thank you, Julian. Just at the end there. That was very kind of you to say.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, Tom, logging on that other account with Yeah, brilliant.
But just before we do go, for those of you who haven't joined our Discord, please drop in and come and join us. We'd love to see you there. We've got a few polls going on at the moment, especially with regards to my Demon Army. We've got some suggestions for paint challenges, all this kind of stuff. So I've just put a link in there. So hop on there and get involved. We'll make you a member and all that kind of biz.
Yeah, and next week as well, guys. Remember, we've got the painting challenge.
The freehand challenge.
Ooh, and we'll announce the next one for next fortnight. So if you want to do a bit of extra hobby, jump onto our Discord and join in our challenges.
Indeed. So yeah.
Yeah, we're done. Well done, Tom.
Hang on. Well, in that case, this is Tom, and this is
Tom.
And we are both from Black Toe Studio, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you all this evening, and thank you all for joining in. And we will see you next week.
Toodaloo!